to you, but now I've forgotten.
All right, lads. Welcome back to the One-Eyed Pod. Crooks is back this week. It's been an interesting week so far. Crooks, run us through what's been happening.
Oh, delete the team. It was going so all good until because I was in Queensland or some shit, and I hear Tom Green's injured, and I saw some dickhead on Twitter say, "I have a feeling this is going to be complete carnage," and then all the dominoes just. What's even saying? I'm that pissed off still. I don't even want to do this podcast, boys. I've quit. I've quit. But yeah, Tom Green, then Sam Walsh got injured, and I cracked the shits and just gave up. And I should have not probably given up because I got beaten by 52 points in my league.
Mate, that's what I was in my head. I was thinking,
You should have
like,
just told me. I
you're
was
it's
depressed.
not that bad right now, but you were just going downhill. And in my head, I'm like, it's actually not that bad. Like, you'll be
And
back. Type of thing.
I was driving home, so I couldn't change. I captained Dacos, and I had Vice Bond. So stupid. I still won one of my matchups, and I only dropped 200 ranks.
So
I
I'm
mean,
saying
if
a lot of people these were all highly owned players, so everyone was dropping with you. So if you just captain Bont, you probably would have just stayed where you were.
yeah, I was flying back home from Perth. It was a long day, and then I'm like, fuck, I'll just. And I apparently Dacos. There was a mention of Dacos getting tagged in the pre-game, but I wasn't privy to that information, so I've
I didn't
just.
watch it.
Matt, do you want me to just show my team? It's actually not that bad. It's like, to be honest, I probably was just down in the dumps on Saturday, just jet lagged, and I'm just going, fuck this. My team's ruined. But this week it's ruined.
Yeah, because realistically, Walsh got injured, but he still turned up. He turned up at halftime.
I was watching that
TT,
game. I was just sorry. I was
yeah,
watching
yeah.
that game, and I was flying in the air. And I've seen Walsh's first quarter. He was on like 50 something. I quickly messaged you, and then I just didn't hear anything. And then I opened the my phone like as soon as the plane landed, and I said 104, and I said nah, like something's up here. And then I'm just going 104. Fucking Walsh is like just such a letdown, and I should have picked Luke Ryan. And then I checked the news, pinged hamstring, and I'm just like, add that to the list. I
Yeah.
reckon 13 injuries I've had.
You have been so unlucky this year. I was shooting a wedding, and I was like periodically just checking my phone, and I was like to Dad,
Was
fucking Walsh is gonna do 200 here. He's like, what does that mean? He's like, well, players don't normally get like 200 and stuff. I'm like, he's gonna fucking do it. So I quickly messaged you, and then literally as I messaged, I looked on the AFL app, it said injured. I was like, what the fuck? And then
so
I
was
was
that
checking
halftime that he got injured?
just before halftime.
Oh,
Like literally just before, because I was looking at it and I said to Dad, fuck, he's injured. And then he's like, no, he's not. No, he's not. So I checked Twitter. There's nothing about it. Checked Twitter, nothing about it. And then I went back to like taking photos and shit. And then I checked Twitter like one more time because I was like very invested. I'm like, if Crooksy pulls up a 200 here, he's gonna be fucking launching. And then I looked at it, and then it was just like,
injured.
and then everything on Twitter, Sam Walsh has done his hammy 2 to 3 weeks. I'm like,
It's
oh,
definitely 3. It's
yeah,
definitely 3. I've never known a real 2-week injury. It's not as bad as Clayton Oliver and all that shit, but who knows? But like, this is my team at the moment. So I captained Dacos. I should have just kept it on Bont. And
yeah,
I've had a good run at captaincies the last 10 or 12 weeks, and I just knew that my team's in a fucking like a bit of a mess at the moment. So I was just chasing that score because I know deep down that I'm not going to reach the 1K, so it doesn't really matter. But
you just
I
keep
think
chasing that dragon, mate.
yeah. But overall, this week I will be chasing it. That's just to the point. Stu is my VC and Dunkley
Same.
is my C. Oh, now I want to change it.
I'm going Stu as well. I'm going Stu into Sicily, and if Stewart doesn't go 140,
Oh,
I'm holding
I,
off
I wouldn't be going near Sicily. I reckon he's going to get tagged.
against St Kilda
Ross Lyons already said he might put attention,
to Sicily.
and they got Windhager, who's a tagger, but he's been playing halfback. I don't know. I would more like VC Sicily, and then you've got that coverage of
There's no
if it.
one up. There's one more game after Sicily.
Uh,
We'll
anyway,
get to it later. We'll get to it later.
yeah. Overall, good scores. Timmelberg, can we just
Rejoice, rejoice for Himmelberg.
and he did it. I didn't believe. That's why I was chasing because I was like, Himmelberg's not going to get fucking 90. Oh, I should have backed Himmelberg in. Mid's a stock standard.
Well, did you wait real quick? Go back to Himmelberg. Did you watch the game?
Nah, I was busy playing footy.
Right, yeah. I was going to say, did he do anything
He got
differently? Did he just not kick it out in a full?
I think that's definitely one, but I think he had 27 touches from memory. Like when I quickly looked at it.
Well, he has like the best role, like the easiest and best role, like probably out of everyone in your team. He gets all the kick outs. He plays loose.
Like this man here has the best role, Sheasel.
Sometimes he has the best role, not all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you, but they play a different game style and shit nowadays. So it's his. I will never pick him again. I don't think. Because I think he's off next season. So wherever he's going, he might be an interesting pick. But
might be at the Pies.
Nah.
They've just
signed. We've just announced that going to sign Dacos till 2029 or something.
How good's that? 6 years or something.
Both of them.
Yeah. How good's that? They'll be at Pies for their life. They'll be at lifetime Pies.
100%.
Yeah.
So I don't know where he goes.
And wait, real quick though. Eat shit to every single other fucking team in the AFL because we're going to have the 2 Dacos boys who are probably going to be 1 and 2 in the AFL at one point. They'll be 1 and 2. And they'll both be at the Pies.
Big call. That is a massive call.
I reckon that Josh Dacos hasn't hit his ceiling yet and Nick is nowhere near.
We've always talked about this. I think this is Josh's ceiling. He can't play better than he is right now. He's starring.
I reckon he can play better than he is right now.
What? He's in the middle then. What would you define as better? Like how?
Well, yeah, they would take him off the wing, and he would get put straight into the guts, and then the middle would consist of Josh Dacos, Nick Dacos, and Jordan DeGoey. Not yet, though. I don't think he's there yet.
Just get rid of bloody Taylor Adams, but we'll save that for pie chat.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, we'll save that for pie chat. Getting a little off here.
Just excited, mate. We haven't seen each other in
I know, it's good chat.
Yeah, mids are all right. I think I'm just going to hope Laird's back, covering for Walsh, and then hopefully Green comes back. I'm actually sitting second in a cash league, my other cash league. Clear second. So,
I just think you've been a little bit unlucky in ours. I think you've got the most points against, nearly.
Yeah. Fucking assholes. All of yous, middle fingers. But Marshall, English, stock standard. I had the vice on English all along, and I just pushed it out of it because I wanted to get the differential. Like, I just got to stick to my guns sometimes. Because everyone, you know how you try and bet against the crowd? And they had Andrew Phillips, who's a good tap ruckman, but English is just going to get points. I think he's 2 points off the top scorer or something like that. So he's obviously going to...
Now...
obviously he is. Bontempelli is 0.1.
I didn't know that they didn't have their ruckman and stuff.
They did.
They did.
Yeah. They had Andrew Phillips. He's actually he's all right. He's a
but
good tap ruckman.
They played Essendon, didn't they?
Yeah, they didn't have Draper, but
I was going to say, doesn't Draper normally play?
Yeah, but Phillips is just as good, but he can't run with English. So I watched the game half, so I can't
Mm.
really say that I know what happened in the game, but I know how he like just sort of gets the taps and that.
I didn't.
Um,
I didn't watch it. I was working. So
yeah, so oh well, it doesn't matter. But Dunkley was on 38 at halftime when I looked, or I might be tripping a little bit, but he was definitely under 50.
Breno reckons that he was best on.
He's a gun.
Yeah.
He's I reckon he is my favourite. Oh, Nick Dacos is, but he is my favourite to own this year.
Yeah.
Like he can just be in the dumps and he just goes. It's like he just
Yeah.
decides to be good.
Yeah.
Champion data love him. Absolutely
It's
fucking love him.
crazy how Champion Data just love certain, like they don't love, but they love
Dunkley Bond.
certain game styles.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Which is
What is that game style?
just bulk
Influential.
bulk super coach points.
Yeah,
They get points for breathing. Like you
they
can't even
do.
explain. Dunkley got subbed off when he got injured, right? You remember when he got injured? And
Hmm.
he got like he was on like 67, then he went on for a little bit, got like 12 points or something, and then he was on a 90 when he got subbed off, and he somehow
Mm.
got to 100, I'm pretty
He got
sure.
100.
Yeah.
He got 109, I think, actually.
Yeah, something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and I've seen like people like really get subbed off and they lose 19 points or some shit. I
Oh,
seriously, I don't bother trying to figure out it because you will never be able to figure it out.
yeah. I've watched because every time we're watching Bulldogs and Bontempelli is nowhere to be seen. I actually sometimes I don't even know if he's playing or where he's playing. And I check and I'm like, fuck,
Yeah,
he's on fucking 50 at quarter time. The fuck's
yeah,
he doing?
yeah. Like, I want to vice him, but I just know it's going to be. It's just this is what Bonte is. Like he's safe as houses, but
He's a
nowadays
120. He's a
he
good
is
captain score.
he is, and
He's
I've
not a
learned
good
that.
vice captain.
I've learned that the hard way. Like so, um, yeah, like he's a good player, but like Dunkley just does everything.
Hmm.
So yeah, he's definitely my favourite. We forgot to shout out Taron Thomas as well.
Oh, TT
He was on
98. That's a
100
good
though.
score.
I told you he got
Hmm.
100, so I must have. I was just finished. I said, "Oh, I saw him on 100," and I said, "This is the best game he's played," and I've just done the wrong captain, and I can't fucking win from here. But I smashed my other matchup.
But
But,
you got Taron Thomas in knowing that he's going to be a 100 to 90 type player.
well, this is what I was going to bring up. I could have got Libba and Sink out for leave Humphrey there. Um, and I could, yeah, sorry, Sink for Sink Cotter and anyway, I could have got Libba and a rookie. I'm pretty sure instead of Walsh and um, Taron Thomas. But I think the coverage has worked well. But just overall, I've been
Well,
unlucky. Like I could have gone Walsh instead of Ryan. Ryan instead of Walsh would have been in a fucking way better position.
not really though. Like theoretically, like you can constantly say that I should have gone this player and this player, but
Yeah, I'm
If
definitely that.
Walsh didn't get injured, right, he
Yep.
would have got 200 and he would have been a better pick than Ryan.
Mm. Yeah, because he was just getting in form as well. So this is the thing, like you can't. It's just fucking sometimes luck, and we'll go on
Mm.
to your team, and it's not luck. Like you've just, but it's just you've hit the point. You've hit the perfect times to trade. You know what I mean? So it's
Mm.
somewhat luck, but it's knowing what what values you have, and you traded better, and all this kind of stuff. And like even maybe if I got Samson Ryan, I would have been way in a way better position, or the one of the good rookies.
Mm.
But nah, like I'm not making. I've seen other coaches make excuses. I'm not making excuses. I've made my bed and I'm gonna lay in it. But next year, I'm not gonna be so rogue. Like even imagine if you had two trades handy right now.
Yeah, but also I think our starting teams were weren't right weren't right. Like we had to use 3 trays or so
Mm.
to
It took like no,
to
it took more than that.
yeah, it's like
Took
three
well,
or
it took
four
me
trades.
about
I think it was
6.
6 trades. Yeah, 6
Yeah,
trades
yeah.
to fix
really
our
bad.
teams, and then by that time that we'd fixed our teams, we're already behind everyone else and behind on trades.
I
Um,
started I started Ridley, and was watched the Cats Pies game round one,
mm,
and I was watching Nicky Dacos like just fucking spray 50-meter kicks like just straight through the middle, and I'm going, he looks on here, and then I didn't make the trade, to just go, this guy is a keeper, and then I've done more rogue trades than that, trying to pick cogs. I got cogs at round two. Round two, I could have picked Sarong or someone better,
yeah,
but
well,
like
Sarong was a rogue pick back then.
if you were more patient, even like holding your starting team for maybe 3 weeks, y- you have a still yes, you still have those boosts. So I don't think I'd trade in until the third week unless it's day cost that you miss on. But none of these players are going to be so like Dacos isn't going to be um, a defender next year.
No, he'll be
There's
pure
more
mid.
scope. There's more scope for the picks this year, I
I
think.
think it's yes and no because at the start of the season, like I felt that when there was play things that had to be fixed, like if I didn't at the start of the season, just first round, use a boost, trade in Zeeble and trade in Sheasel. Just bang, bang, bang. Trade get out Bruin,
Yeah,
get out
people
Flanders.
started Zeeble, man. Fuck
Yeah.
me.
But like get those players out. If you waited, then it was a lot harder to get into those positions. And then it was the same with trading out Ridley, trading out Doherty. Like you just had to do it. Get rid of them. Like
Yeah.
you instantly watched their game. You saw their role wasn't there. They obviously weren't performing.
Now it's there.
Get in Dacos. Get it. Yeah, but now their role's there. But
Yeah.
what? How many points have you lost since the
Yeah.
role has
Yeah.
come
I
back?
understand. What was I going to say?
Oh, it's
Fuck it. I've lost. Oh, the the one the one person that I want to give a massive two people I want to give a massive shout outs to.
yeah.
They're not people, they're players.
Okay, I was like, oh, who's
No,
this
no,
gonna
no,
go
no.
on?
Will Setterfield. I will
Yeah.
never. I'm not going to spit on him, but he's a spit on pick, isn't he?
Oh, I broke my
How
basically
much?
blew up my
So
team
did I. I
to
spent
get him in.
300K to get him in, and he made me a fucking measly 75K. And who
That's
was
what
the
you
other?
can't fall for next year. That those, but you can't. I think you just have to take it like watch their game, and if you don't watch their games and you're just going off everyone's hype, then you're a
Mm.
fool.
Oh yeah, and I'm going to be more just in my own head. Maybe I'll have your opinion
Yeah.
or a couple of mates' opinion, but I'm not going to take anyone's for granted. But
See,
you go.
I was gonna say you listen to so many podcasts and so many like all the analytics and stuff. And I don't listen to any podcasts or analytics or anything like that.
Yeah.
I just literally just watch the footy and then look at Twitter a little bit, and
Mm.
then I listen to you as well. You give me some good advice as well, and then
Yeah.
but I feel like sometimes that when you listening to heaps
Listen
and
to
heaps of
too
other
much.
people,
Yeah.
you just fall into the hype, like oh everyone's doing this,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
are they just making content?
Exactly. And that's the second one is, and I didn't actually even start with him. Once I saw Sheasel playing in halfback, I swapped him. But
Mm.
Sam Flanders, I looked at Sam Flanders for my last trade, and I could have done Humphrey down to Flanders, and who was it? Someone to Libba.
Ah, that was the
But
one.
it, wa- but
That's the one.
it was going to be Sheldrick either way. So Sheldrick's out for the season anyway. But
Mm.
Sam Flanders is chopping it, man. Look at these scores.
Mate, I actually wanted to talk about this today.
Yeah.
I reckon Sam Flanders
Holy shit.
played in the mid where he's playing. Like at the start of the season, he was what I think in the practice matches he was averaging like 20 to 30 disposals as
Yeah, yeah,
at half forward.
yeah.
Now he's come into the goal. Now he's come back into the side. Who did he come in for? Who got injured?
Uh, it wouldn't have been all the big dogs are in. He's come
No,
in
but
place of Humphrey.
he came in. He came in before Took came in and got put into the middle, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So I
and
know
then
Fiorini was. I'll just check if Fiorini's been playing because he
Mate,
was in the guts.
Fiorini is terrible. That
I
guy,
always
he
wanted
just
him.
is in and out. He's had that many chances as an AFL player. He's just a good VFL player.
Yeah, so it looks like his role's decreased. I
Yeah.
don't know, but I know what you're saying. But there's just been a coaching change. But what they've done is they're running Tug Miller like at half forward. I'm pretty sure, like they're easing him in big time. So,
This
but
watching Flanders play gives me
he's a gun.
like this is next year he's going to be big time.
Yeah, I just hope. Well, I'm pretty sure all players, sorry, they get, fuck, I can't remember. It's like a sort of discount. It might be a 30% discount or something like
Mm.
that. So they all just come back. So he could be a good price because what is he now? 455K, I'm pretty sure.
He's going to go
Or
high. Like he's
60.
going to average
Yeah.
100 from here. Like I reckon easily.
So he might be actually too dear and just the one we missed, but you could start him at or he might be 520K. Hopefully he
Mm.
just puts a stinker in.
How old
Um,
is he?
I think he's fourth year in system.
True. So he's about to come into his
Yeah,
stride.
well, this was his breakout season this year. They were
Mm.
all predicted it, which they're right. Like he's he's proven that he's going all right. But this bloke that's going to be the next one, I reckon, if he gets traded, is Finn McRae.
Mm. You see, he got injured.
Yep.
Can't
Oh,
believe it.
he's never going to play anyway, mate.
I know. I want him to go to another club because I'd love to see him play. But I
Yeah,
reckon it's going to be like what you're talking about. Gets traded to another club, instantly into the middle, and is a gun.
yeah. And there's not much you can do about it. Like we've got a stacked team
Mate, we
overall.
subbed out Tom Mitchell on the weekend.
Should have
He
been Adams.
subbed out
Don't get me started.
Mitchell.
Don't get me started. Should have been freaking Adams.
Yeah.
Overall, DC, just DC's my stallion. He's a G.
DC.
He was actually on 115 or something at 3/4 time,
I'd
and
love to talk about
he
this.
tanked the stallion.
DC. No, DC. Even though he scored 135,
Oh
I've
no,
watched the game a few times now. He is a fucking pelican. He's still a spud. 135 is generous.
he does take good intercept marks. I like him, man.
He
I
didn't
like
he
him.
didn't take any intercept marks.
Not in. Well, yeah, when he's. I'm pretty sure he did.
Look up his stats. How many marks did he take? Because I'll get it up. Here we go. Because I was like, why have I got this cunt in my team? Darcy Cameron took one
Took one
mark.
mark. Yeah,
See, I
it's here.
told you, he is a fucking pelican. I don't know how he got
Oh, so
135.
he's got 45 hitouts. Yeah, that's because they had
Yeah,
donkey
he
Lyset in.
versed literally Lyset.
I was thinking of vicing DC, but I heard on the radio champion data rate Tom DeConing third for the last 6 weeks of the season. For the last 6 weeks of data, he's been the third most influential,
Really?
and he is the starting ruckman. So I've gone, okay, well, he's a Pelican, and you can't just be vicing DC. But I feel like you just can vice ruckman. But
You can't vice
I
DC.
do
Yeah.
judge these, like I factor in the ruck and forward, metrics on Supercoach Gold.
Hmm.
'Cause I find they're helpful. And then I'm like second and sixth, like nah, I can't vice DC.
Such a silly
Like,
DC.
oh, I'm just trying to blow my team up, just nuke it.
All right. Do you want me to get into my team?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Just leave yours up. I'll just
Or
change it to
just
mine.
MJ. Matthew Johnson is an absolute fucking spud. He's my Imagine of the week. How can you just dish up such putrid and hot scores? He might be one to watch next year
He
because
could be. He could be a little bit of a breakout if he plays mid. But who is he taking out if he plays mid? And he kind of only plays good when it's
Jager
wet.
O'Meara. Jager O'Meara. Yeah, that is true. Look at that score. Big Mikey. You
Ah,
thought you're on for a weekly.
so I was tracking the weekly, and I was in and out of like the top 20 at one stage, just like, and I'm like, I'm on for the weekly here. And I was hitting, mate. I hit some big scores, and
Fucking
some
oath.
bloke nearly got 3,000. I couldn't believe it.
Mate, I
Um,
saw that team. That because some of these teams are made for specific rounds,
mm,
and the team that won it was absolutely stacked and had like VC.
yeah, what a
Like
fucking VC! Like, I looked at the team as
that was a
well.
smart VC though,
Yeah,
because they ripped out Tom Barras 5 minutes before. So him, I don't know if that changed his view on it, but fuck. But look at that
well, so
score.
far the leaders in the Coleman have kicked, well, um,
He kicked 10, I think.
10 each, like, against them. So Tex kicked 10, and then last time, Kerno versus them, he kicked 9, and then he kicked 10 this time. Larky has them this week, so Larky might kick 10,
I
and
don't rate
then,
Larky.
but he's third. This is all I'm saying.
Yeah. Is
Then
he third?
I think so.
Fucking hell. He sucks. Oh, well, he's all right. I
Oh,
just don't
I
rate
like
him.
him. I reckon he's going to be.
I just
I reckon
don't
he's
rate
going to
him.
be good.
But he obviously needs help. That's the thing. But every time I watch him, he drops marks, and like, I just, but he's better than. Yeah, he's probably their best player. I don't know. You can't
Yeah,
really. LDU is that's another one I've missed. Oh my god, Luke Davies Uniac.
injury prone though. We spoke about
I know,
LDU,
I know.
and
Let's
I
get
was
on to your
saying that.
team.
Yeah, we'll just get onto it. Dacos had him as the VC. No, I didn't have it as the VC. What have I? What? Let's do undo changes.
He'd optimize and
Um,
fuck your team up.
I don't know who. I had Sicily as the VC this week. Went absolutely fucking ballistic. And I said to you last minute, I was gonna go Bon, and then I said, "Nah, I'm gonna go." Then I actually had a look at it, and I was like, "I'm actually gonna go Sicily."
Because they
Um,
scored 171 last time they played, didn't they? I remember you've got both these scores against. Oh no, that was Richmond.
nah, nah, nah. I
Yeah.
just went on to Richmond and looked at Richmond's history against strong, like, intercept backmen, and
Mm.
fucking Tom Stewart had a fucking day in the park against them. Darcy Moore went nuts against them, and then I was like, "Oh, Sicily, 100% got this." Luke Ryan went
He's
big
such
against
a
them.
beast.
Um,
Oh,
and then Sicily just went. I checked the score. I was like, "He's on 100. Is it 90 or something at halftime?" And I was like, "Rejoice!"
I was able
Yeah,
to watch that a quarter before I hopped on the plane, and then I just
yeah.
turned it off and started watching the Carlton West Coast game. And I hate
Mm.
Carlton, but I was like, this is pain. Like, he's just so good to own, isn't he?
Well,
When he's free roaming.
yeah. When he's free roaming, um, but like, it was such a risk what I did, and going like backing in Sicily's like fixture and form against Dunkley, who
Yeah,
we know is going to be smashing out the
true.
120s to 140s. And I was just hoping for these scores against these oppositions, like a 170, and then next week he's got Saints,
So
which you
good.
told me he might get tagged, but
Who knows?
yeah, we don't know
I would
yet.
definitely, I would, I would definitely, if you're still, because you can charge on right now, because you've made some good ground on the the overall rank sort of
Mm,
position. You could like risk it because you are playing for leagues deep down, so you've got the top in the bank. So you could probably go risky and probably like try and captain him because
mm.
you know what I mean.
Yeah, I think I will go the VC on Tom Stewart and then the C on
Yeah.
Sicily. But
How good. It's just
yeah,
like
how good's that?
it's the intercept markers have literally taken over this year, I reckon. Like
They have.
it's always been the case, but not. He was number one D1 last year. I'm pretty sure Sicily, so that's not abnormal.
I was actually thinking about this recently. What it would you like? Obviously, his price is going to go. It's probably going to go up from here. Would you be starting Sicily next year
Yep.
with the but they with the slight because it's all dependent on role, and you don't want to pay. Let's just say he gets to around 680, right, coming into next year. You don't want to be paying like big
True.
bucks for Sicily, and then he starts kicking out. Because what did he start at? 624. And he's doing these scores like 76, 91, 105, 63. Like, and then he got his rollback.
Yeah. Well, I think the number one rule for next year for me personally is probably maybe only have one 700k player or maybe none. But
Yeah, I agree.
Sicily is the one um, that I would be keen to have. I think he's just got the role. Stewart and Dawson, they sometimes just pop out stinkers. Not really Stewart, but yeah, that's with
I
it.
think
I
you're
reckon
right.
700k for him. I don't know. It's still probably dear as well. So I'd probably just not start him, but I'd definitely target him. Like, but fuck.
But
And
who's going to be in the
they've got
back
to
line
average
next year?
Sicily. I mean, sorry for
Sicily?
Hawthorn. Yeah, I
No,
think.
but not Hawthorn because like obviously they don't have that
Oh yeah,
next
yeah.
call if someone gets injured.
Sicily Stewart. I don't know about Dawson. I can't. I actually haven't got the shit in front of me, but I think Daw- Dawson's been mostly mid as well, hasn't he?
Mm. And I read somewhere today that Doherty is going to be pure mid next year.
Yeah. So maybe you just pick those two at the start. I chose at the start of the season. I chose two premiums and four rookies basically. So maybe that
Mhm.
is the setup that you do Sicily and Stewart, and just pick a bunch of rookies, and just that's you're paying up for those backline players, and that's maybe what we're forced into having because no one's like I don't know who's going to be discounted at all. Like that
I
might
think
be
I
good.
would be getting. Oh, but would Sinclair's not going to be. He
Sinclair would
won't have
be.
backline. He won't have
I reckon he
backline.
would be. Hasn't he
Well,
played
then
in half?
you would go Sinclair, Sicily Sinclair or Tom Stewart Sinclair then.
Where's yeah, Luke Ryan is a definite there, but I think he's one. Luke Ryan's someone that I missed out on badly. I've tried to pick him a couple of times and just didn't find the right time.
Mm,
Um, and I just thought Freo would, because when Freo win, he doesn't get a sniff, obviously, because the ball's
mm,
not down there. But Freo, what's happened to Freo? But it's good for Luke Ryan.
mm. They're getting pelted, and now that Sean Darcy's
They
out,
are so
I wouldn't be
shit.
surprised if they just get fucking destroyed this weekend. I think, but they're versing Geelong. That's it. At GMHBA or GMS,
Oh,
they're gonna get fucking destroyed.
I don't think. I think Longmore will get sacked, or he'll get sacked next year if this keeps like sort of happening. Because like, what is going on, man? Like seriously,
If they're playing Geelong and they're gonna get pelted, is Tom Stewart gonna get a sniff? Like, is he gonna get anything?
that is true. Nah, but my theory is we'll have a look at it. You can probably look at it now. Just the post. I can just look at it quickly. Um,
Let me
I
show you
just
screen.
don't. I don't know. Well, we're just doing it live, but Braden Campbell 98, Rowbottom 94, Lloyd 91. They're a bit like. So I just feel like they bomb it. They bomb it a lot.
Hmm.
Um,
What Darcy Moore get against them?
128.
Oh,
I think I'm going it. Like
I
I
think I'm
just
going
want
to
to
go it
take a
as well.
risk. Where we going? We're not going there. We're going below there. Sam Walsh top. Nick Newman 114, 112 for Doherty. Defender
And what?
100.
Let me have a
Adam
look at
Sard
this.
100.
What are they rated against?
I think they were fifth.
Fifth.
Yeah. So
Now, I didn't know about this last week, and I was just fucking talking to myself. But is fifth like they're the fifth best? So like you can't. It's harder to score against them, or is fifth like easy,
no, that's hardest.
hardest? Yeah.
Yeah, because the way I judge it, whoever's looking at just look at a game who's versing West Coast, and they're like fucking 18th and 18th, and that's how I worked it out. But
Okay.
Bailey Dale 121 against Freo. Um, mate, I
I think
think
it's a good shout.
I think I'm sold, and I think that it's a bit rogue though. Like everyone's going rogue. I think everyone's just like taking their own punts.
Hmm.
And I think Dacos is only like 10%. I think Dacos is going to get attention from Hewitt. And I don't think
I think
he,
he's going to get a lot of attention.
which I fucking wish I knew that last week. They've just decided to bloody give him attention, hey?
How
He's
well
always had
did
attention.
Willem Drew just shut down Dacos last
Worn,
week?
wore him like a glove.
Mate, he was hugging him the whole game.
He's a good player, Willem Drew. Very
Mm.
underrated.
If he kicked
Uh,
those 2 goals, like they win, and he's kicked 2 goals on Dacos and kept him to nothing.
yeah, yeah. So, I mean, who's yeah, so if you were going Port Adelaide, I don't know if Willem Drew goes to anyone. He might go to Laird or Dawson. I wouldn't go near there. Not at
Yeah.
all.
Let me keep going through. Yes, everyone basically went fucking bananas. My stallion of the week is it's a tied stallion. It's Sicily for pulling through on the VC, but it's fucking my boy Jack Steele
Oh,
for coming good and going 160. And I think we called that he was coming into form when he scored
mm,
97.
I think you
97.
did. I wasn't
Yeah.
believing it.
He looked a lot better. He just yeah, he was always there. He just
He
didn't
looks
really want the
fitter.
ball.
He
Yeah.
looks fitter. So he's obviously cop. It's actually interesting how it all works. Like just quickly how he's still running and he's still getting battered and all that kind of shit, and then he's just come good again. So it's like they knew all along that he was,
Mm.
you just got to battle through this, and then you'll actually hit a, sort of um, zone where you're going to be performing like you were. So he's going to be he might not be as discounted as we'd hope, but
Mm.
he was 600k for a reason. So yeah, good on you. Yeah, because
And
you
he
were going to trade Steele or someone else, weren't you?
I was gonna trade Steele and get in Sicily. Um,
Yeah.
but then I was able to keep all of them. But I had to get rid of Dunkley in. But anyway, he yeah, he looked good. And I mean in these games, because I've had him for ages and he's just been giving me nothing for so long, and I deserve these scores. That
I would have traded him by then, seriously.
yeah, can't. He was just always. If you go back and watch their games, he was limping in a few of them, but it wasn't like he wasn't around the ball. He was
Mm.
always around the ball. He was always there. Sometimes he was probably the better option, but he was just not calling for it. He was just there. Um, but now he's calling for the ball and he's getting the ball. He's tackling hard. He's going in and yeah, Jack Steele, mate.
Himmelberg and Steele, both DJs are now going to go tunning up every week.
Come on, Steele. Who do they got this week? They got the Hawks. Oh, don't go too big on Sicily, but go big.
Nah, go big. Mate, that's the easiest. Oh, I guess he might be kicking it to Sicily, which is a good thing if you have him captain. You just
Yeah.
take that, but not really.
Just keep spraying it to Sisley.
They boot it too. They boot the ball, St Kilda.
They
They're the
do.
most boring team ever.
This is what they consist of. If this is the ground, they'll just the whole fucking team will push up to here, and then they'll get the ball, and they're full forwards in the middle of the ground because they're so fucking defensive, and then they just fucking boot it, and it goes, oh, thanks for the ball, mate. The Seagulls come along.
Well, so that's what I got confused with. Jack Zeeble scored 179 on them or something
Yeah,
ridiculous. Remember that?
it was
Yeah,
stupid. Like they were
160.
just
Yeah, yeah.
bombing it, and he was the only one there. He's
Mate,
like,
it could happen this week. Sucks not owning
yeah.
Sicily.
All right, so but yeah, good. My last trades, we spoke about this last week, but Luke Ryan got him in, and then I got in. Who else did I get in? I got in Luke Ryan and Sicily, so I got in two backmen
Yeah,
and then pushed up some two backmen
that's nice.
into everywhere else. Just want to talk about my Imagine of the Week, who's the biggest fraud in the AFL and doesn't deserve this score of 97.
Oh, leave
You're
him
lucky.
alone.
You're lucky you're in my team. You played midfield last week. You did fuck all then. What'd you score? Scored a 75 playing midfield, right? You look like a fucking idiot, okay? Yeah, you've scored a 97, and the only reason you scored a 97 is because you kicked 2 goals in a close game, okay? In the last quarter. You're an absolute spastic. And the only reason why you've got any fucking dollars on any respect on your name is because you tagged a few good players and then just fucking ran where they ran. But when you don't have a player to tag, you have no clue where to go and you look like
That
an
is
idiot.
that is not true. Because last year he wasn't tagging and he was dominating. For
No,
what
he's a
first 15
spastic.
rounds last year, he was good. Last year, and then he's got this silly tagging business role. Mate, he's actually been all right. I don't know what you're complaining about.
What am I complaining about? I got him in here. He got 124 somehow at half forward, and then he's lost his role, and he's a fucking fraud. If Laird doesn't come back in this week, I'm gonna be fucking
He's coming back.
distraught.
He's coming back. I seen on Twitter some guy that works at Rebel Sport has taken a photo with Rory Laird, and Rory Laird said he's good to go. I'll believe it. This is what I mean. Sometimes you can believe some shit that's going on. I bet you he's told that Rebel Sport guy though. I bet you he's like, I'm good
this
to
is
go.
this is why your fucking season's been fucked. You know that much about everything that you've fucking seen a photo of some bloke at Rebel Sport.
He was at Rebel Sport. It's like I don't know. I don't know how old he was, but he's fucking funny. He's just like talked to Rory. He said he's good to go for the showdown.
Hey, actually, that's true. They had the showdown this week. He has to be
Yeah,
back. If he's not back,
he's definitely
the
back.
season's done.
They've rested him for this game, and yeah, Adelaide have actually 3 weeks ago I was telling you they'll finish fifth.
We called them. They're going to be the smoky coming in, and now look at them.
They've lost Rankin to a hammy. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure he got injured, and he was like their best player against Melbourne.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Another spud of the week. I'll have two. Kieran Briggs. You don't
He is a
deserve
spud, isn't he?
fucking the hype
can't.
and everything everyone got. Look at this, and then
Oh, I traded him. I can't remember what time I traded him. It was after his buy.
help. And now he's just turned to your. I traded Max Gorn out because you were playing better. Now Max Gorn's
Oh,
got the roll back, and you just look like a fucking pelican. I've got two of these dickheads in my team.
would they have been the same price? Nah. Like, would that have stopped you from another upgrade? Do you know what I mean? Like,
But
instead
yeah,
of like,
they were the same price. I think it was about 10K difference, but it was just that Max Gorn was scoring.
that's probably your biggest mistake of the season. It's not many, but fuck, that is a massive blunder.
But
That's like a massive cock up. Oh no,
But it's not
it's
though.
not out of your control. I mean, it's out of your
Yeah.
control. How could you predict this happening? But if I had our own Max Gorn 2 weeks later, this is just how I would picture it in my heart. Because I was devastated that Max Gorn scored 215. I was like, how has he scored 215? But you owned him a few weeks ago.
I've had him basically the whole season.
So yeah, so describe your. I don't know if you've described these feelings on the podcast, but were you just punching the pillows or wherever you were? You just
I
punch.
actually wasn't. I wasn't mad
Yeah,
because there's nothing I could have done about it. Every day of the week, you do that trade and you don't keep Max Gorn. Like
yeah. But it just
just
shows how
it's
good he was, and
unlucky.
this was the scare of getting Grundy, I guess. You know that's why we avoided them both. But when he's single ruck, he's a bloody king.
And I guess if I was an arrogant prick, I was saying at the start of the year that they play better with one ruck.
Yeah,
And if I was an arrogant dickhead, I would have been like, they're gonna get rid of one of them. One of them's
yeah.
gonna go. But
Do you reckon that'll happen? Just quickly.
what Grundy's going?
Yeah.
Mate, Ken Hinkley's already said that he wants Grundy. He has.
I
He said,
think.
I
Do you,
want
do you
Brody
know there's
Grundy.
a void that we don't have to pay anything if they trade him again?
Oh,
I've
pies are
read
gonna
that
be like
somewhere.
pies are gonna be getting in Ken's ear. You fucking lost the middle. You lost the
Yeah.
middle battle. You got no ruck, mate. Lie
We'll
set.
just
Who's who?
who's up for contract? Hey, we'll just like we've got an extra 600k. We may as well just go for a big gun at this rate.
Ben
Like
King.
Ben King, he's been shit house.
Ben King or
This
Max King?
the Gold Coast one has been shit house
Yeah,
the
yeah,
last
whatever the one that is.
5 weeks, 6 weeks. He's been
Yeah,
subbed out. I'd rather Buddy
has
Franklin.
he?
He got subbed out 2 games ago. He's done nothing.
Yeah, he probably wouldn't get a game in our team with fucking subbing out Tommy Mitch. Oh, he has 149. Poor. Maybe he already knows he's going to go.
He hasn't kicked a goal since round 15. I'm pretty sure.
Really?
So 4 weeks. So I'm not. You know he's on 900,000 a year already because Gold Coast can't,
Oh, that's the only way they can keep players, though, Gold Coast.
and they're not going to keep him still. Anyway,
Yep.
we rant.
Anyway, um,
This all started with Kieran Briggs.
yeah, fuck Briggs. And you can see the rest of my fucking team. It's pretty stock
Solid.
standard, what everyone's got. I just wanted to go through a few things. I've got a few topics here. We've spoken about a few of these people already. Actually, we've spoken about a lot of these. I think the difference this year, and we can go into the rankings as well and look at some other people's teams. People who didn't have Dan Houston or Luke Ryan went this way, and people who had Dan Houston and Luke Ryan went this way.
100%. But fuck you, Houston. Big
Look
F
at the
you,
number
man.
one.
I used my
Luke
last
Ryan.
trade on Houston last year. I used my last trade and can you just pull up last year's stats? No, go last year's stats. Yep, 2022. 19, I think I've traded him in. 19. 40, I
40
think he
didn't play.
got rubbed out. 86, 121, and 73. I'm saying, Dan, this is why you can't ever make a never again list. I'm sick to death of him. The moment where I wanted to smash my phone and just break every object, even living, like just bash people, was when he kicked the
The goal after the siren
on my birthday.
against you, because Zach had him against you as well.
Oh, luckily Zach was having a shitter. Well, he wasn't. He was holding Clary, but I was just watching it, and I'm just going. I knew you were a good player, and then I heard Buckley say how good of a player he was, and
Mm.
after these scores, and I said, no, he's not. He's terrible. And this year, he's just been on a heater,
He
absolute
has
heater.
been charging. So if we got Dan Houston this year, if into like let's go, he's gonna be
Oh,
like
he actually was pretty dear, 545k. You wouldn't have gone there.
no, you wouldn't have gone there. But these when did people start picking him up
I don't really
around
know.
here?
Oh, you might. Yeah, you can see on the right, pick teams.
Oh, here we go.
Holy shit, he's
So,
still a pod. He's actually an ultra pod, 4.6%.
but this is what I'm saying. The
Oh,
teams,
you look. Is this the current? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, the teams that got him because look at this. This bloke has gone to number one now, and he's ahead by a bit. But if you look at the people who's behind him, one other person who's come out of nowhere as well, Dan Houston doesn't have him.
I like it.
Houston,
Oh, someone's got Ridley in there. Because how many
like
trades do you reckon these blokes have?
I had a look. A lot of them have 1 to 2 trades. Some have
Good
three,
on them.
some have zero.
Yeah, you obviously got to have a good starting team.
Mm. But I don't think anyone's catching this bloke here. Like, look at this team. He's got Danaher, maybe. Cunt's got fucking Danaher. What the fuck? You there? Will's cut out. This means I gotta fucking edit this.
Well, my MacBook's cooked it, but let's go on.
You want to continue?
Yeah.
All right, you're back. What were we talking about?
I can't even remember of my, the Xbox Ring of Death or whatever.
Mm.
I reckon that my computer's got that. It's full. It's just full. It's just gone like my legs. I reckon it's just gone full level.
Okay.
We were talking about Houston and Ryan.
Yeah, I was saying I don't think anyone's going to catch this bloke. He's he's got a very strong team right now, and Laird's probably coming back down here. Toronto Laird in.
Yeah, so he's got 23 premiums as well, doesn't he?
Yeah, and then like what? Who's Dano? Who's Lions got?
He's got Joe Danaher.
Yeah.
Actually, I feel like I know. I was looking on Discord, and this. Can you check how his team was made? Not really, can you? Because I'm pretty sure he might have got Danaher in a couple of weeks ago.
No, I can't. I do think he's in that Discord you're talking about.
Yeah, because I remember someone asking, should I get Danaher? And then some other guy in the he's 15th or something. I think he's 10th, that Henry dude, who said get Danaher or something, trying to be a smartass, and he actually got Danaher. I don't know. But no one's catching him. Because imagine if I don't actually fully trust Danaher.
But he's his 23rd. Like, he's just a loop there.
Yeah. Fuck, he's got an elite team. How much is it? It's 50K, isn't it, if they win? Yeah. Yeah.
So he doesn't have Dunkley either.
Good on him. I bet he's got to trade up his sleeve, the dirty dog. If he does, he's elite.
I reckon I can tell you how many trades they've got. Supercoach Data was saying it the other day.
Oh, yeah.
They've got here we go. I can tell you he has one trade left. 50 trades, has 2 trades.
Yeah.
Then one trade, ooze and sauce, 3 trades.
Jesus. Pull up his team.
This is it here.
3 trades.
Yeah, he's got 3 trades. He's got no Dunkley. But
he's got
going to trade out. What's that?
He's got Luke Jackson. That's an ultra pod. Because now Darcy's out for the season.
Yeah.
And
he's
how
got
many
Mills in here as a 23rd?
That's a good team.
Yeah,
for 3 trades.
I think Noah Anderson's a bit. I don't know about him. He has on and off games. He's going to trade Ridley out this game, so you'd assume he's going to be pushing into. Maybe he's trying to get Sicily. I wonder how much money he's got left in the bank. It says it here, does it? Oh my god, cunt! Guess how much money this guy has in the bank?
200K
in the bank. He's got $142,900 in the bank.
How far away is this bloke? Is he 5th? I can't see because my camera.
Yeah, he's 5th. He's 44,222. 20, and then first is 44,511. So he could catch. He could catch up.
So if I was him in a perfect situation, you'd upgrade Ridley to Sicily and maybe Anderson up. But you have one way. The thing is, would you use 2 right now? Probably, because it's 4 weeks to catch up. But the thing is, there's always a season end history in that 23. That last round. But there's 4 weeks.
I'm just trading Ridley straight up to Sicily.
That's it, and keep 2 trades. Yeah. Oh
And
my
that is a
God.
mega team. That will overtake because then he's got Sicily versus because what is it? Sicily versus Luke Ryan.
He could even get Dunkley back.
He could. He could get Dunkley back as well. He could. This guy. I reckon this guy might win. It was in source.
Good on you, mate. He's definitely not been watching us. Oh,
Has he got Butters? Who's he got? Like he's got Butters. Butters is injured at the moment, so he's
still
playing
ton of
well. What other pods has he got?
Trucker is a big miss.
Track's still getting 120 with the fucking worst role in the AFL.
Keys, that's that.
Yeah. So his only pods are Dan Houston, kind of pod in the top, but the number one has Dan Houston, so not really. Luke Jackson, and then Sicily, because number one doesn't have Sicily, 2 doesn't have Sicily, 3 doesn't have Sicily, 4 has Sicily.
Elite. Good on him.
Money's on oozing.
This makes me sad just watching these people. Just how did they become? How did they do it? Just not listen to outside noise.
Yeah, I reckon just doing what they think that needs to be done, watching every game. Fucking just being lucky as well. It comes a lot to luck, I reckon.
You reckon they've got a few spreadsheets going on?
Mate, I reckon their walls are covered in spreadsheets.
That's what I'm doing next year, baby. Anything for 50K. Anything.
I reckon they fucking plan out their trades like to the cent, fucking 3 rounds in advance.
Yeah, and that's what I'm going to do. I did that with Fantasy Premier League with EPL. Yeah, I think it's good to have a plan like that. And even like targeting fixtures, or it's just a bit harder with Supercoach because players get injured a lot more than, other sports. You always have a fuck up, or you got prices to deal with. So you don't know when he's going to tank it. Like, I wish I kept Ashcroft for this long before he did his ACL.
I know. Would have been real nice to fucking still have Ashcroft, but because you traded Ashcroft into Clary and then Clary instantly got injured, hey?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what did Ashcroft do? Ashcroft has gone bananas, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think he had a little bit of a lull when I traded him. I think I traded
52, 79, 87, 62. Then the last couple of weeks, 111, 148, 102.
Poor bloke. Anyway.
What I was going to quickly touch on was I was seriously contemplating him, but I just thought my team was going to be a little bit mid, like not that good. And I'm glad I did what I did. But Doherty looks like he's playing a lot more mid time, and I know he played against West Coast, but he looks good.
Nice. Yeah. He does look good, doesn't he?
Yeah. I don't think this 156 stays. I think it's a bit of an anomaly.
I think it's 120 though.
Yeah.
Well, Cripps is out, I heard. I don't know.
Is Chera back in?
Don't know.
Heard Cripps is a test.
Yeah. So hopefully they're all out, to be honest, mate.
And you probably won't start him next year because I heard he's pure mid. So you probably won't even bring him into your team.
No, I'm never going to him again. I fuck him. He's burnt me that hard at the start of the season. You traded him at 600K. I traded him at 500K and he got injured. I'll probably there was just a lot of injuries, hey. So you can't really just put a never again list on like 15 people. Like Clary next year, I'll pick.
Yeah, I'll probably start Clary next year.
Oh, 100%. Everyone will. He's going to be that cheap. Seriously cheap. He might be 550, 580.
You reckon?
Yeah. They don't reckon he's going to play round 22 or something.
And what will that affect his price?
Oh, so he might 580. Yeah, so it goes down 30% or 20%. It goes down.
Every play goes down as a discounted price, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, then how do some players start on 700k?
Because what was his price last year? You'll be able to check it. Is it maybe that they're the top?
So he finished last year on 600 and oh no, it's here 644k, but he was 700k this year to get him in.
Right. So maybe I'm wrong completely. I have a feeling they're discounted a little bit. I don't know how it all works. If he's under 700k though, I'm picking him because he was
I'm definitely starting him.
Be a bit worried about those hammies though.
Yeah, you'd start him. You'd start Dacos. I don't know about the others though. Real quick, now that Ashcroft's gone out,
Yep.
Who do you think's gonna win the Rising Star? Because I reckon this crop of people who have come into the AFL, like this draft, has been fucking elite cunt.
You are right. I think it's pretty easy though. It's got to be Sheasel.
You reckon Sheasel?
I think it's an easy Sheasel, but a lot of people disagree. Ashcroft's been like gifted an elite midfield that he can just bloody do whatever he wants in, basically. And then you've got like, you've got Sheasel, who is just in a shithouse team, and he does a lot of like little things that are good, I like Chido Owens as well, actually. Yeah.
I was about to say that, Owens.
Yeah. Who would yours be?
I think if Wardlaw, this is completely irrelevant because he didn't, but I think if Wardlaw started this year, like if Sheasel started, and didn't get injured, I reckon Wardlaw easily. But yeah, I think that if Ashcroft kept going, Ashcroft would have won it. But they're just gonna have to give it to Sheasel now. They're just like a go for it. Like have this, mate. Do you reckon you'd enjoy that, knowing that you shouldn't have won it? You muted, Crooks.
Yeah.
Go. Oh, here you go.
Yeah.
You're back. He's back on the laptop.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Hopefully this doesn't mess up the uploads. My I was sick of talking on a little screen. About would I be pissed off if Ashcroft won it? Is that what you asked me?
Nah, would you be pissed off if you were Sheasel and you won it just because Ashcroft got injured?
Yeah, but I think the decision can be made now whether one or two wins, surely. Is it a vote system? I'm pretty sure it's like a season vote of who's been more influential. Do you know what I mean?
I don't know how it's voted.
I can't remember off the top of my head, but I still think Sheasel's been dominant because he's just in a shithouse team. But yeah, there's been a huge crop. Even this Jasper Fletcher that's coming on, he's a gun.
He looks like he belongs in the AFL.
And why couldn't they just keep that and piss off Rich? And Wilmot would have been doing fantastically.
Mate, why the fuck?
He's just a decent wingman.
You know what's happened this year? Why the fuck did anyone try to convince me that Sharp and Drury were the ones to go for?
Oh, don't get me started. Mate, I've still got Roberts. I've still got Roberts.
That is rough. and Constable. He's the whole
Yeah.
started him, and everyone's still got him. What's he owned at the moment? Because everyone would be holding this guy the whole season. 54%.
54%.
Never played his third game.
Mate, he's
But mate,
he's
anyone
getting
who convinced
delisted.
me,
He's getting delisted this year.
you reckon?
100%. Mate, 1,000%. He's getting 40 touches in the NEFL a week. Oh, not at 40, but 30.
Do you reckon, who do you reckon picks him up? Because the team's going to pick him up.
Nobody.
Don't reckon?
No. He'll be out of the system. That's what I'm
Is-
tipping.
Uh,
If Quinton Narkle and Caleb Poulter can get dropped, and they played a decent amount of AFL footy, I mean, Constable might just stay, but I just feel like, I don't know, he's on his, he was, I don't know, maybe that's just my big call. I reckon he might get dropped.
actually, talking about Poulter real quick.
He's been decent.
He looks good.
Fuck you, dogs. I can just feel this hit. We're going to verse him in a final, and he's just going to play him and his big mullet, and I hope someone just smashes him. Just,
He's going to play the lights out.
yeah. Yeah, Sharpie, what a dud.
Real quick, I just want to. What do you think? Like, what would you say was your biggest learning thing from this year, and what would you do differently next year?
I think I pretty much covered it, but the learning, I think I jumped on rookies way too much earlier, and I thought they were all going to be good. Like MJ, I think I used my last boost on MJ and Simpson because I thought there were going to be no rookies, and then Humphrey came the next week. So I think it's just all about patience, but just not pick 700k players. That's going to be my thing next year, is just try and see if I can get away with it. And if I don't get it, that's all right.
You know, though, you can say that, like, oh, we shouldn't have picked, should have been more patient for rookies. But this year was very, well, it was my first year, but from what everyone's been saying, there were no rookies that came through.
Yeah, but then they did.
Hmm.
Like, we missed Weddle, we picked Jury. Why did we pick Jury? Roberts, for example. But Roberts looked good.
You know what Drury was? Us listening to outside noise.
Yeah, well, Jury was the only way. I went Jury instead of Weddle, but that was only to fund Clary. But yeah, it's just trying to be. I mean, you have your own luck with rookies, but yeah, it's more just being a bit more patient, I reckon. Because look at these guys; they've got 3 trays left. That King at number 5, he's got 3 trays left, and most of them all have 1. So they obviously weren't punching out their trades. So, what about you?
I probably wouldn't do much different. Probably just try start the best possible team.
You've been smacking it.
It's very
just
good
hitting
first
them
year.
for 6. Oh, I hope you have a stinker next year and just fucking realise. But we could be like Dippy. We could be like Dippy sitting at 50k and he had like 4 trades remaining and bloody like 5 primos. 5 primos off. He had 16 primos or something.
How do you get to fucking 4 trades left, Nathan, and have fucking 0? You don't have a full primo. You're not even close to it. When I saw your team and I was like, get rid of these fucking Brisbane blokes, I was assuming you had 10 trades or something left. Like, you had a lot of trades left. And you're like, I only got fucking 4 trades left. I'm like, I've got 5 trades.
So that's the thing. We're actually not that bad. We're just hard on ourselves. There's a fucking bunch of degens, aren't there, that just do not understand any sort of. I'm talking to you, Dippy. I'm going on the camera. You don't understand. Nah, he was good last year. He's been unlucky.
What would
He
you
was
say
good
that
last year.
Nathan could have done better this year? Let's have a look at his team. Let's have a look at Nathan's final team because
Well,
this would be his final team.
pay attention. Pay attention probably would be it.
So he's got Nick Day. Okay, he's got
You
McDonald in
sharing your
there.
screen?
Oh yeah, I gotta put it up. One sec. Let me quickly.
41k Dippy. Oh my god. He's still got Sam Simpson. Oh my god, I can't. Oh, Dippy. He's got he's got Luke McDonald in
That's
there.
what I was about to say. Here we go.
Oh my god.
So, what could we do differently next year if we're Nathan's position? Not getting Luke McDonald. Probably don't
he's
go.
just got him in. I think he's got him in because of the price point. This is how he's obviously he's money strapped, but fuck, he's not even full pre. Oh, he's 22. Well, he's not.
I'm
full
not going
premo at
early
all.
on Fleeton. That's what's happening. Okay.
Yep. He's got Simpson. He's got Jury as well. And he's got McAndrew.
He's got McAndrew.
He got McAndrew. Oh man, that sucks.
This has been a rough season. Crouch is a good call. Josh Dacos was a good call.
Yeah,
Lloyd was a good call.
It is. We said it a couple of weeks ago. Josh Dacos isn't. I'm not picking him next year.
No, he's up and down, but he could have I'm saying he hasn't seen his ceiling yet, so I wouldn't be surprised if he goes ballistic.
Shake my hand and you'll pick him next year.
I'm not going to pick him, but if he looks good after round 1, I might pick him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know what you could have done, mate. I don't even know how you've ended up with this team.
He's got Marek as well.
Yeah.
How did I only beat this team by 20 points?
Tell you what I want to do. Where is it? How do I? There's one last team we're going to look at.
Oh, Max.
CT Force. Wilkie Bailey, who actually doesn't have too bad of a team.
CT Force has got Wilkie, Max, and
right. He's the one. I reckon CT Force is the one who told him to get Wilkie.
Yeah, it actually makes sense because they were together, and Max was angry that I've traded my whole team to beat him, and he mentioned Wilkie all of a sudden. Oh my god, these Wilkie lovers! I bet you they're in this together. They're related.
Max doesn't have a bad team. Look at this. Max went Josh Dacos as well. So they've been talking, and they're like, "Let's go Dacos this time." They probably talk like we're talking.
He's got Flayton as well. They're just go look. This you can just see all the Chilanifers and the Siwes or whatever his last name is. Just
Swice.
The cousins. Swice, just talking cousins, just loving Supercoach, and they've just got all the same DJs.
These are fucking terrible teams. Max, if you don't fucking pick your game up next year, I'm gonna be fucking disappointed.
Well, we were gonna do. It depends on how many people are interested next year, but we were gonna do a relegation style kind of.
See you later, lads.
These last 4, Max and Nathan are in this.
Mate, look at this. They're both even at the moment. They would be at each other's throat right now. That's all Nathan has been saying. I'm fucking beating you, Max.
Oh my god.
All right. Anyway, last thing we'll jump on real quick before we jump into. We've already done the captain. Before we jump into tips, Pies chat.
Oh,
did you watch the game?
Where do you begin? Yeah, I got back home.
I
watched
think
the demise of Nick Dacos, but
we looked very sloppy. It was a wet game
High pressure game.
and high pressure, but we looked fucking. I reckon another day we take them to town. Like we slaughter them.
Adelaide's a pretty hard place to go to as well, so
Hmm.
got to factor that in. And they're a good team. They might be. I was saying to my girlfriend that I reckon that might be the grand final. Fingers crossed. It's just we just fucking need to deliver. I remember this time last year when I was speaking to my uncle, and my uncle was telling me about it was like prelim time, and he was saying I think we were so close to getting to the granny, and he was already predicting the future and how he's going to drink beers off his roof and celebrate for a week and all this. And I just don't want to get too excited because I was already, I felt like I was there in the grand final until the Swannies somehow beat us, and they didn't deserve to beat us because it's the worst grand final ever. But I think we're definitely number one, and obviously the ladder shows. Like Isaac Quaynor, gun. Murphy, gun. All of them, aren't they?
Everyone besides fucking Taylor Adams. But Taylor Adams, since moving a half forward, like he's doing his job.
He's done nothing though. What is he actually? What's his role?
He's kicking 1 or 2 goals a game, and I think if he does that, he's doing his
If you're
job.
counting that, if you are counting that as a goal, mate, he got gifted that goal.
That's very true. But if we go back against the Doggies,
Shout out to DC as well. DC, what a player.
Mate, don't get me started on that fucking dickhead. Taylor Adams against the Dogs. What did he do? Actually, I eat my words. He hasn't done much for a while.
He hasn't done much for a long time. This is why I want him. Tom Mitchell looked like he was crying on the bench because he got subbed. And I just said, sub Adams off. Come on. Adams is a warrior. He understands. They're both the same players.
Did you listen to what Craig McRae was saying about it?
I just, a couple of days ago or on the press conference?
Just on the press conference.
I think he said he wanted run, didn't he? That was his reasoning.
He was basically trying to work out what they needed, and they needed to run. So they'd rather the run more than they needed clearance. So they just took out their number 1 clearance player.
Sub out Adams. That's all I'm asking, Craig McRae.
But I don't think you can sub him out if Adams is playing half forward.
Oh, could you imagine him? He was nearly. Oh no, I can't believe how harsh I'm going on Taylor Adams because he's actually a legend of the football club, and he was he was almost crying on the press post match, which I totally get it. Like he's been through a lot, but I just felt like
what was he doing? Sorry,
he's played 200 games, so it was somewhat meaningful, and we got a big win, and he was a bit teary and proud of playing 200 games, which I've never accomplished, so I fucking get it. Like, well done. But I just thought we would have bloody smacked him if Mitchell was still on there. But Mitchell hasn't been. Mitchell's had a niggle, so we're nitpicking here because we're going so good. So
I feel like we still won, and anytime I doubt Craig McRae, somehow he puts the right pieces in the right place.
Exactly.
But I think at this point now, it's not even him. It's more, it's definitely him, but it's more the players coming out in the last quarter every time, just going like, "Oh, this is when we go. It's showtime now."
But he just backs his players in, and like going back to the Taylor Adams, my uncle loves Taylor Adams. Reckons he's like can't keep for shit, but he always brings effort. So he just he backs all his players in that he knows can go the distance. Craig McRae, and it's worked every single time. So you can't really fault. He's a real. It must be because he makes the players do all these pressure moment kind of tactics and all this kind of stuff. So he's drilled in. He's a great strategist. Very good at clinical moments, McRae. So even Markov coming on, he adds a dimension. What about Noble? What's your thoughts on Noble?
Noble has one of the nicest kicking styles in the AFL.
But
I
knew it was coming.
He can either do he's such a release player. Like he's always the last person with his incredible foot, incredible kick. But
he's quick
that
too.
That kick either hits a target, like dead smack, lace out on the chest, or it's out in the full.
Yeah, or outside the stadium.
Yeah, it's just that way. Or he does the most amazing thing in the world, or he fumbles the ball, gets tackled holding the ball, and all that. Or
just
if
signed
he
on
can't,
for 3 more years.
Yeah. Or if he can't draw a high tackle, I don't think there's anyone worse in the AFL, maybe besides Waitman, who draws a high tackle like Noble does. Ginnivan, but he's not. He's not on the big stage anymore.
He might get delisted like Constable in 3 years.
Yeah, he actually went big in the VFL, Ginnivan.
Really?
Yeah, you think he got 20 disposals and 3 goals, if I might be mistaken.
Take that back then. Who do we actually delist this year? That's my question to you, because we're going to delist 4 players.
McRae. Sure. Finn McRae is getting delisted.
Could you imagine? Mate, we could get it. We could get the number 1 pick from McRae.
We could.
We rate him that highly. We'll go, all right, we need Harley Reid, so we will trade you and Noble for Harley Reid.
Imagine if somehow we managed to pull. Imagine if somehow fucking has your computer shut itself again? All right, lads. If Crooks doesn't come back in 5 seconds, we're going to call the pod. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. He's back. I was like, if he doesn't come back in 5 seconds, we'll call it. What I was going to say was, if we somehow manage to get the money back from Brody Grundy and then fucking pull just like a primo out of our asses, that would be fucking
a primo.
Yeah, primo. Rise, get another primo, and we just slap him down like full back or down full forward.
Would be great.
And then our VFL would be even more stacked. We'd win the VFL Grand Final and the AFL Grand Final.
We got an amazing team. I reckon. Yeah, I can't even say the players that get delisted or anything like that because we've got such a good team. Maybe we only delist a couple of rookies or something like that. Our team's in such good shape, and we've still got cap space.
Hey, guess what?
What?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
This is probably never going to happen. But Ned Guy, if you ever fucking watch this podcast, you have single-handedly ruined Collingwood's fucking last decade of your list management skills, you fucking Pelican dickhead.
Jesus Christ, Mike.
How is that guy? Like, as soon as imagine that you're that guy. Imagine you are the guy. You go, okay, Eddie's gone.
You can't help him. You can't prevent what he's done, but Stevenson looked great until he had his incident. And then Tom Phillips looked good until he hit his peak. And then but they were signing these guys on 5-year contracts.
It's not even that. we've had a new list manager for 2 years.
Yeah.
The
He's the
first
best in the
year,
business. He is the
the
best
best,
in business.
the best. And since we got him,
Yeah.
we now have nearly one of the best lists, like the depth wise, not talent wise, but depth wise.
Yeah.
We're nearly pushed for the granny last year, and we're sitting on the top of the tables at the moment.
Mate. We are. I'm just praying. I'm just praying. I'm praying. And I was just saying to just saying, please, Collingwood, like, can you just not let me down for once? You know,
I
just
know.
live
Just
up.
let
Live
me
up
be
to there.
sitting at the G, just chanting Collingwood as the Pies are
Oh,
ahead by 50 points in the last quarter of the granny. Just going.
but just please, this is all I want, man. Just fucking do it. Like, all my
You
other
know what?
teams are rubbish except for Collingwood that I go for in any sort of sporting world. And Collingwood is the living. It is so close to success, but every single time, the Collie wobbles. And now I go, mate, we do wobble every single
We
time.
have wobbles.
We,
But no, this
we
is going to
are.
happen. We're going to be at the G. The final siren's going to go. We're going to meet each other in fucking
Wherever we
at the
are.
front of the G and just. Would you be able to get tickets to the game?
Probably. I think I'd probably be able to, but I'd have to get there early. But can we just just
Yeah,
chill
so
out?
we
I don't
can't
want
get
to
tickets.
We're gonna get timestamps on 1:30, 1 hour 30. Just trying to figure out where our first beer is after we win the granny. Oh my god.
We're going to have our first beer.
What's that bar we went to with your dad and that? What
Royal.
the Royal? Will we have our first beer at the Royal?
No, I can't. I'm not having. I'm going straight to the bottle. I'm buying a slab. And there's gonna be, if the Pies win, there will be the streets would be flooded. There would be riots through the streets. Mate, look up videos. The 1990 grand final aftermath.
There'll be a
There
heap
will
of
be.
punch-ons.
There will be riots in the streets if the Pies win. Not just for 1 day, for 2 days. There will just be constant. You muted yourself.
I'm trying to just work it out.
That's
What
right.
the-
We'll probably sign off from there.
Anyway,
But
go the Pies, but disregard the last 2.5 minutes. I do not want this to be timestamp it for our reference. And this, if we do win, we can post it and say just these Supercoach boys talking about our first beer at fucking round 19.
Come on, cunt. All right, real quick, let's fucking finish it off with the tips.
Oh, you're zooming in for me, are you?
Yeah.
Collingwood, Carlton, Collingwood.
Pies.
Geelong, Freo, Geelong. GWS against Bullies.
Now, have you seen the race for the 8 at the moment?
Yes, I have. And GWS are right in it.
Have you seen how open this is? This is ridiculous. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. Every team up to 5th spot could potentially not make the 8. I think the Dogs make the 8 just because they have a ripper draw coming up. But probably St Kilda might not make the 8. GWS couldn't. Geelong couldn't. Carlton couldn't. Richmond couldn't. And Essendon couldn't. Even Adelaide still has a chance, and Sydney have a chance, and they're at 13th. Fucking
I'm pretty sure Carlton.
Gold Coast have a chance. All the way down to 14th can still make the 8.
Yeah.
This is going to be, and guess what? They're all playing for last because the difference between the top 4 and everyone else is fucking years.
Yeah. So what's the top four? It's Melbourne, Collingwood, Brisbane, Port.
Yep.
In that order, actually, if you're going upwards from fourth
Yep.
to one.
It's Melbourne, Brisbane, Port, Collingwood.
Yeah. Anyway, I
Anyway.
think you're right. But I think Carlton make the 8, but not with these injuries, I guess. So it's kind of fucked them and just proves that you need a good start. So suck on that, Carlton fans.
I think they missed it again.
Um,
I think Duggies get up against GWS.
Yep.
The showdown.
Brizzy. Easy.
Yeah. Slaughterhouse.
Dunkley C.
No. Essendon versus Sydney. Dunkley's going to do a hammy in this game.
I hope
Essendon.
so. I'd never wished bad on Sicily the whole time. I hope he gets rubbed out through his own stupidity. This is the game where he got rubbed out the last game against the Saints. He just elbows someone in the face for no reason.
What a silly duffer.
Sydney against Essendon. I reckon Essendon. Oh, yeah, Essendon.
Missing Ridley.
Oh, yeah, Sydney then. Sydney.
Yeah. When's Setterfield back for them? Is that this game?
He's never going to be back, that bloke.
No, he is. I'm pretty sure he's back before the end of the year.
I don't care about him.
Yeah, I reckon Sydney win this game. Mills looks like he's going to be playing full mid.
Yeah, that's great for me, mate. That is great for me to hear.
Do you see what Horse said?
No.
He's saying that Mills has been working his way back in since his injury, and we love that he can play everywhere. And saying about loved putting him in the middle and stuff like that. But looks like he's going to be getting more middle minutes.
Fuck's sake. At least he'll be cheap for us to win next year. That's all I can say.
Yeah. Adelaide versus Port. I think Adelaide get up.
No.
This is going to be a really close game. Adelaide have to win this game.
Adelaide have lost Isaac Rankin, I'm pretty sure, and Nick Moe, who's one of their best defenders, and they're running thin.
Really?
I reckon Adelaide is shot for the season. You hear that, Zach Rosenboom?
Well, teams aren't out. I'm going to go Adelaide. Fuck yeah. I think Adelaide win this game. Brisbane move up into second, and Adelaide make a charge.
Hawks, Saints. Hawks.
Bold call real quick. Next year, Hawks will be make a real big push into the 8.
You want to put money on that?
Okay.
No, or not money. You want to do a slab of beers.
Okay, I'll put a slab that Hawthorn push into the 8 next year.
Watch push in actually in the 8 or
yeah, they're in the 8.
All right, I'll put a slab on that right now. It's good that we have references to all these bets and all these moments.
Mate, have you been watching Hawthorn's games?
I have.
They're a much better team than where they are.
I can see what you're saying, but who knows with them? They might cull a couple more players and they'll do it again next year. I'll take the bet.
Take the bet. It's done.
I hate Hawthorn. I hate
him as well, but I love watching Sicily. Only when he's in my team. When he's not in my team at the start of next year, fuck you, you stupid cunt. But when you get in there...
Melbourne.
Yeah, I reckon Richmond.
Look at this juggernaut of the game. I reckon I should put my C on Taron Thomas. Taron Thomas could be a chance to go on to 180.
He could go massive here.
That's why I picked him up. Instead,
last game of the round. I reckon West Coast win this game.
I'm with you because I reckon North are going to tank, but it's just going to be a bloody tank fest. I'm pretty sure Elliot Yo's a test for this game.
Oh, he makes it back in there.
I think if he makes it back in, they might be better, but who knows? I tipped North last week against Saints, and it actually looked all right. And then somehow St Kilda just got their way out of that. So I think North can win. Surely North can win.
I'm going to go West Coast.
I think Clark goes back, isn't he? Doesn't. All right.
All right, mate.
Should we call it?
We'll call it.
Awesome.
Thanks for coming, lads.
Thanks, everyone. Tune into 1 hour 32 where we just talk about the one-odd pod celebrations.
I clip it.